Welcome to Creepy and Geeky. I'm your host, Robert, and on today's episode, I'm talking to Violet Hammond about M Night Shyamalan's Trap. Donna can't be here this episode, unfortunately, but hopefully she will be back next week. Meanwhile, Violet and I will be talking about all the newest stuff in addition to the main topic. Violet is the managing director of a theater in New York, as well as being the co-host of the podcast Three Circles and Movieversaries. Welcome back to the show, Violet.
Yay, thanks for having me. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, good to have you on. You were already on for an earlier episode with me, The Village, right? We did.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh,
yeah, so
yes.
so
And it
we're
made me
coming back.
giggle. It made me giggle because since we recorded that episode, one of our Three Circles episodes came out when both of us jumped on Jeff for saying something about the village.
Oh, that's funny.
If you haven't listened back to
I
that,
haven't heard that one yet.
it's hilarious because it
That's
is like
funny.
he says something about the village and both of us are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I said, hey, hey, I will not accept any village slander. And then you said there may be an episode about the village. And I was like, uh-huh, there may be. It was so I'm like, wow, this is like podcast inception at this point.
I mean, technically, I guess The Village is under the umbrella of Disney, so I guess you guys could potentially do that. I mean,
Do
it's under
I
it.
can't remember. It's my own show and I can't remember. I think we are doing Touchstone. Was it that was Touchstone, right?
Yeah, that was the touchstone.
Yeah, I think we technically could, but I think we're good. I covered it with you.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, all that being said, so I've got a bunch of stuff for this week. The opening segment. I've got what one, two, three, four new trailers. I went to see four new movies last week, um, and so that's what's crazy. I hadn't been to the movies in a couple of weeks. Prior to that, things have been kind of wackadoodle.
Yeah.
But I did get to go see a few last week. Starting with the new. Three of them are horror movies. One's a new quote unquote blockbuster movie.
Gotcha.
Um, but so you may not be familiar with most of this, unfortunately.
That's
But
that's fine. I'm a good listener.
so I saw Coyotes, which is the new horror comedy about killer coyotes,
Oh.
with Justin Long and oh, what's her name? Um, it's his wife. Hmm, I am completely blanking on her name now. Um, I feel so dumb. Hold on, I'm just looking it up real quick.
Go for it.
Kate Bosworth. Sorry.
They're
So,
married?
yeah, they married a few years ago. Yeah.
That is the probably the strangest thing you're going to tell me today.
No,
That's
it's a weird pairing that just seems to work. They've made a couple of movies together now.
yeah.
So,
And I was just
but
about to say, God, Justin Long, what a weird career. And now you just like it's the last person I would have thought he would be married to, but okay.
right.
So Killer Coyotes.
Yeah. So it makes sense. They're not just like the movie has a reason for them being killer coyotes and stuff, and so it's not just some random like killer attack like they've gone psycho thing and everything. So but it's okay. It was kind of a mid-range, kind of average-ish movie. It had some good moments. The wolves, or not wolves, the coyotes did seem to be kind of um CG slash AI heavy. So I
Mm,
did look it up. They did use AI very little. They had done all the CG or practical effects, and then apparently used AI for touching it up, I guess, which still kind of iffy, but I
yeah.
mean, at least they admitted to it and said that it was like you at the end of the process, so it wasn't like they used AI for the whole thing. So
Yeah.
you know, I didn't know that going into it, so maybe I would have not gone. But
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
it wasn't a terrible movie, and I'm A list, so AMC A list, so like the the price of the ticket comes out in the wash a little bit. So
Right.
I saw that on what was it, Monday of last week. And then Thursday, I went for a 3 movie marathon.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I saw the new horror movie called Good Boy. It's told from a dog's perspective.
Oh my God. That I
Um,
keep seeing that and knowing that it would probably destroy me and cut me up into a
so,
million pieces.
so
So
they've
I,
already this is
uh,
no spoiler, because they made sure that everybody knew the dog lives. There's
all
no
right, thank
problem.
God. That was
Yeah.
my thing. I was like, I
Yeah.
cannot deal with this.
So it's all from his perspective, and he's seen kind of creepy things and stuff. And the movie takes a different turn than I thought it would. Um,
Okay.
there's a little bit of wonkiness there, but like not in a bad way. It's just it it just takes a different tactic than I thought, which is okay. But I think it was a good movie. Still kind of average-ish. Wasn't
Mm.
terrible. It's definitely an independent, like low budget feature and stuff like that. There's a thing at the very end when you after the credits, there's a bit where the director and the dog, who is his dog, he said he showed kind of the process. It took them 4 years to make the movie,
Oh,
um, because they were just doing it in little bits. They would try to
yeah.
get like just even just one quick scene or sequence, like because the dog's not trained for movie
Of
making. It's
course.
just
Yeah.
literally his dog. So they would do what they could to get the dog to do what they want before, just for just a few minutes that they could do it. So it was that part was kind of fascinating to watch and see how they
Mm.
actually made it in the process of it all and stuff. So it was kind of cool for that. So um,
Was it in black and white?
no, no, not at all.
Sorry.
No.
That was a bad Craig made this bad joke. Or actually, I thought it was funny and I laughed. That's why I still remember it. That if it's from a dog's point of view, shouldn't it should be in black and white because they
Right.
can't see color.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like literally like a dog's eye view. It was just like,
No.
rather than because when you see the humans in there, they're usually like you don't see their faces too often. You're seeing just from the
Mm-hmm.
dog's level.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so and you're just following along with the dog and stuff. So,
Yeah. That's I
but
mean, that's
yeah,
cool. It's a really cool
yeah,
concept. I think that,
yeah.
yeah.
No, and I think it works well enough. So it's an interesting movie. I think it definitely deserves a watch if you're interested in that. I don't think there's any real gore to it. Not
I
that I
love
can
that you
think of.
know. I love that
Yeah.
you know. You need to let me know.
Yeah.
How bloody is it?
Yeah. Don't watch Coyotes if you don't like gore.
No, no, thank
Good
you.
Boys, Good Boy is better on that. It's more like
It's more
spooky, scary.
suspenseful.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So. But yeah, and then next after that, I watched the movie Bone Lake, which is about this couple that goes to this like Airbnb. It's a very fancy house. They're going to this lake and wanting to spend this weekend together. And the guy's going to propose to his girlfriend and everything like that. But they seem to have kind of like a rough relationship, not like a bad
Mm.
relationship, but like there's some tension there.
Mm-hmm.
But just after they get to the house and everything like that, another couple arrives with the code to the house and everything. And so they are like, okay, well, let's just try to make the best of it. It's a big house. We can all just try to, you know, get along and everything like that. And then, of course,
Bad things
stuff starts
happen.
out. Yeah. So the new couple starts being all like weird and uh, like it just yeah, things happen. I don't want to spoil anything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but um I think there's a little bit of gore in this one as well. So yeah. Yeah, definitely now remembering towards the end. It's got a pretty intense like third act. But it's a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty good. It's got some comedic moments here and there.
Mm.
Um and so yeah, definitely that one was interesting and fun. And then finally, that day I saw Tron Ares. So,
Ah. You're one
yeah,
of the few, huh?
yeah, I'm one of the few. Um, because this movie effectively is killing the Tron franchise, which
It is
sucks.
indeed killing the
So,
Tron franchise.
and hopefully is killing Jared Leto's career because
Well,
this is
that's the real
ridiculous.
hope.
Yeah. So I like look, if Tron Ares has to be the thing that kills his at least leading man career, I'm okay with that
Mm-hmm.
because we need less of him like messing up movies.
Agreed.
Um and um so that's my hope is that at least with that he is gone. The movie itself is I would say average at best.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't even think he does a terrible job in the movie because his character is pretty, for lack of a better word, robotic.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and so it's kind of hard not to act at least okay doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So his performance is passable. And everybody else in it is fine. The story is just it glosses over legacy and kind
Right.
of ignores it and kind of wipes it away. It's trying to be more of a sequel to the original Tron. It's trying to
Okay.
go, okay, stuff kind of happened here, but we're not going to really pay attention to it. We're just going to go back and kind of reference the original Tron. Um, and in that, there's some interesting moments. It's not a huge secret, but there's a moment where it goes back to a version of the original grid.
Mm.
So that's kind of visually like fascinating. Um, but like for the most part, it doesn't spend much time there, and it doesn't spend much time in the other grids that you see. Um, but like the main it's mostly in the real world. It's bringing these
Right.
like digital characters into the real world, which is interesting to me in small doses.
Mm.
um but when the movie spends like 80% of the time in the real world, it's like, okay, that's not as fun because that's the attraction of Tron, is real people getting sucked into the computer
Into the
universe.
game. Yeah. So.
um so it's just like, I don't know, it to me it was a missed opportunity. Apparently the original sequel was supposed to be like that. Ares was supposed to be the bad guy in that movie, and that's when Jared Leto got attached like a long time ago.
Huh.
And then over time it shifted, and then Ares became the protagonist instead.
Oh.
And they went in a different angle. And so I think it was a wrong angle. I think they should have continued with the legacy sequel that they were supposed to originally do, that would have maybe had Ares as the bad guy, blah blah blah.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's this is definitely a franchise killer. There's like it did not do well at the box office. They were hoping to make like 40 million domestically, and it only made like 33 million.
Oh,
And it's not tracking to do well for the rest of the thing. And like
no.
Legacy did okay. It actually made a profit, and then it got stuck in limbo. The sequel got stuck in limbo for all this time. So I don't think that we're ever going to get it, Tron again,
Probably
unfortunately,
not.
which kind of sucks because Tron is one of my favorite franchises up until now. Um, so again, I don't think it was a necessarily terrible movie. I think that what they ended up doing was kind of swapping out characters, instead of using the original characters that they
Right.
already had, um, and kind of just making this weird movie that doesn't make sense. I mean, the
Well,
movie itself makes sense. It's just so cookie cutter and bland,
mm-hmm.
that it just doesn't fully work. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's all of these movies this last weekend were kind of like average to just slightly above average. And so I just it's unfortunate. But
It's all fine, capital F trademark.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fine.
but that was my week. That was my big week at the movies. I was supposed to go see this week was supposed to be the new movie Good Fortune. That's the Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Aziz Ansari comedy, and the Black Phone 2. But unfortunately, if anybody saw online, I got rear-ended the other day, and my car is out of commission. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to go to the movies this week,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I'll hopefully be able to go see those soonish whenever my car gets fixed.
Mm-hmm.
That's my hope. Um, but we'll see. I'm not sure exactly when that's gonna happen. Just waiting on insurance stuff to get back to me. So,
Yeah, always annoying.
but yeah, so let's I've like I said, I still got four trailers to
Four
talk about.
trailers.
So
Oh my
but
god.
let's jump into something that you bringing me today. Go ahead and let me know what you got.
Well, I had a feeling that you would have seen Tron Ares. So when I
Yes.
was Googling, hey, movie news this week, pop culture news this week, et cetera, to bring you something, I found this article on Hollywood Reporter. And the headline of the article is Evil AI is boring now, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
So it said, then the subheadline is From Mission Impossible 8 to Megan 2.0 and Tron Ares, Hollywood's evil AI trope has fizzled at a time when warnings about real life AI have never been more alarming.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true. It's like they
Yeah.
keep trying to put
What?
AI on us as ooh, it's a movie villain, but then in our real world, we're inviting these things in to be
Yeah.
our therapist or now
Or our search
our
engines
our
and
search engine and doing this and sex bots now. Now it's like,
yeah.
hey, you're gonna and I'm like, why would anyone want this? But then at the same time, they're like, ooh, the AI is gonna blow us up. The AI is trying to kill us, and we're all like boring, not interested, and not going to see the movies about it. Not to say
Yeah.
that the movies were, I mean, I, I didn't see any of these movies, so I can't really comment on the
I've seen
quality of
all
the
of them.
movie. And you have seen all of them. So,
Yeah.
that's another reason why I was like, do
Yeah.
you think this is an interesting topic in terms of AI is scary? We don't like it. From an artistic point of view, I know
Right.
you and I are against it.
Yeah.
So, from an artistic filmmaking, etc. thing, but what why are there so many missteps when they try to do this in
I don't
movies?
think it's necessarily a misstep. I think the problem is that people are seeing the way AI is now in their daily lives, and they see it as benign. They
Mhm.
don't see it as something that's going to take over things, and what they're seeing is just the chatbots and the
Yeah.
chat GPT and the things to make art with, and um, to write their papers and stuff like that. My wife is a teacher,
Mhm.
and so she has students who bring her in papers, and they are bringing in papers that are AI written, and
Yep.
it like she can tell most of the time, especially because it's like language that the kids would never use. Number one, and then number two, she runs it through an AI detector.
Yep.
And so she's sitting there, and these kids are not getting grades for this because they're cheating basically.
Yeah, it
And
is.
so, we live in this world where AI is giving people like, and don't get me wrong, I think AI can be a good thing. There are applications for AI that can be useful. I don't think the general public should necessarily be access, because everything that the general public seems to be accessing AI for is either for theft
Mhm.
of creative material,
Yep.
and or um cheating at papers and such like that,
Yeah.
or just like people use chat gpt as their Google search now.
Right.
And I'm baffled as to, like, we already had Google, like,
Yeah.
and whatever other search engine you had. I don't understand the need to use chat gpt as your search engine
Mhm.
when it's like less effective, because like everybody says that even when you get the results from chat gpt, you should double check your information, because there's
Oh.
like over half the time it can be wrong.
Oh,
um
absolutely. Yeah.
and so I'm just like, so that's where like the real evils of the AI are so weirdly kind of benign in our
Mhm.
current society, that the when people are going to see these movies about like actual killer AIs and stuff like that,
Yes.
that they're just like, eh. But also, movies and fiction have been doing this for decades now. We've been
Right.
talking about rogue AI for a long time. The
Oh yeah,
Terminator and
it's
all
in
kinds
here.
of other
Yeah,
stuff.
Terminator and
Yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like
So all
we've
this stuff
thought the
has been there
machines
for
were
so
coming to kill
long.
us forever, and
Yeah.
it didn't really stop us from
And now
doing
we've
it.
got AI in our lives, and everybody's like, it's not going to kill
Whatever.
us. It's just making us dumber.
Pretty
So,
much. Yeah.
which is like kind of the same thing in a way. People don't realize that just with the AI making us dumber, that it's killing us in a different way.
Right.
And so, you know, I'll get off my high horse here in a second. But I just think, again, I think AI can be good for other things, for like medical applications, running scenarios and tests and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They've said that, or running complex mathematical equations that humans and basic computers just can't do.
Right.
And so doing that, AI modeling and stuff like that, the stuff that it could potentially do as a benefit is great. But we've put it into the hands of people. Unfortunately, the people who are like pushing this so far is the tech consumer industry, and so
Mm,
they're trying to make as much money off of this as they
yes.
can before it bursts. Because I did see another article too about how this AI tech boom is, like all booms, it's going to burst at some
Of
point
course.
because
Yes.
it's not sustainable. Not only is it just there's not enough usage for it, number one, and number two,
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough like um money to be gained from it yet. And
Right.
not enough. I mean, there's people making tons of money off of it right now, but eventually, these data centers, which are supposed to be being built to house all this AI, and that need tons of water, that's going to destroy the
Mm-hmm.
water supply. It's just more stuff taking us towards that environmental collapse. And it's just
Exactly.
like that's the stuff. That's where AI is going to kill us more
Right.
than the actual AI thinking for itself and going, oh yeah, we got to wipe out humanity. It's the actual morons in charge of things that say, oh well, we're going to use AI until like nobody has any drinkable water anymore. So
Exactly.
anyway, but yeah, so that I think that's just why movies, we've seen it so many times before, and just people are just like, eh. So, but I
Yeah.
think that the ultimate thing is, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing in the movies. They could be fun. Megan 2.0 is a hilarious sci-fi action
Yeah.
movie. Definitely worth a watch. I think the Mission Impossible movie, the last two, because it was about a rogue AI and stuff like that, very
Mm-hmm.
suspenseful, very fun if you like that kind of action, stuff going on. And Tron Ares, like I said,
It was
I
fine.
don't even think diehard Tron fans should necessarily go see it. It's fine. I don't think it's a terrible movie, but I also don't think it's worth. It wasn't worth making.
Yeah.
Um, and so, but yeah, so,
Yeah.
but
So
that's
that
all
made
I
me
have to
laugh.
say about that. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
funny.
That I thought that was a fun article. I knew you were going to bring up Sean Aries. And the last line of this article, I'm going to say it and then I'm going to scroll up so I can say the author's name to give
Okay.
credit for this because I laughed out loud. Tom Cruise might as well be warning us about a Roomba,
Yeah.
which yeah. So this is
Yeah.
by James Hibbard in the Hollywood Reporter, and it's
All
pretty
right.
interesting. I like that one.
Cool. Cool. Well, friend of the show, Richard Newby, who's been on a couple of times already. He also writes for the Hollywood Reporter, so
Awesome.
that's interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, my first trailer for this episode is Marvel's Wonder Man, which is a new
Oh.
series coming out this December. And it looks very interesting. It's taking the concept of this reclusive director comes out of retirement to create a new version of this classic superhero called Wonder Man.
Mm-hmm.
And you see scenes from an earlier Wonder Man movie, and it's got one of his old classic costumes in it,
Mm.
which was a lot of fun to see. But then Yahya Abdul Mateen II, he's the lead in this, and he's an actor who is friends with Trevor Slattery, who's been in both Shang-Chi and in Iron
Mm-hmm.
Man 3. He's back as well, and they are both auditioning for this movie about Wonder Man. Um, and so it's interesting to see where this is going to go, and it's all kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of meta look at like
Yeah.
superhero movies, because like even the directors is like, oh yeah, I know everybody doesn't care about superhero movies anymore, and it's just,
Oh,
yeah, so it's a real, I love that Marvel is doing this. Like this
yeah.
is a real kind of like very like meta look at where we're at now in terms of this, and I hope that this really does kind of both skewer and kind of just shows people just like, you know, I don't know, let's not be too serious about this stuff. Like
Yeah.
let's just, these movies are supposed to be fun.
Right.
And you're supposed to just enjoy them. Let's look at them each as their individual movies, not as this big whole. Yes, they come together as a big whole, but again, this is, every movie and every TV show should be able to stand on its own. And I think by and large most of them do. Um, but yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. And I'm very interested in seeing it. Yahya Mateen is like a great actor,
Mm.
so I'm excited to see him in this. So, did you get a chance to see the trailer for that one?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
All
that's
right.
cool. Are they dumping everything on one day or are they doing it week by week?
I think it's week by week, but who
Okay.
knows? I
Who
mean, that's what they
knows?
say, but you never know. So,
Yeah. I'm glad it's getting
um,
released.
yeah. All right.
It's
What's your
one of
next
those
thing?
things that we've been hearing about for a long
Oh yeah,
time, and
for a long time,
now it's like, oh, it's finally here. That's crazy.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Well, I mean, my next thing, I didn't rewatch the trailers because I've seen them like 1,000 times. We saw these before all of our big July movies, which is the last time I've been to the movies. But my son is having a really difficult time with what he's going to do with himself on November 7th because both of us really want to see Running Man and
Yes, that's on my
and
list.
yes, Running Man and Predator Badlands, and they come out on the
Yes,
same day.
those are both, these are both trailers on my list this week
Good,
too.
good. So
So
we can
yes,
just talk about both of them
yes.
now. So, yes, but I mean, when I went through my July of I'm going to see Jurassic Park, I'm going to see Superman, I'm going to see Fantastic Four, you saw this before all of those movies. And I haven't been back to see anything, not counting going to see the official release party of a Showgirl, of course, because I did
Yes.
that on October 3rd. But
Yeah.
which had no trailers before the presentation. It just started.
Right.
So did not rewatch either of these trailers, but I am very excited about both of these movies. I think Running Man in
Good.
particular looks so good.
Oh man.
So good.
It's gonna be so good. Like there's those of us who grew up in the 80s who remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of The Running
Oh,
Man.
yes.
And I love that movie. I've always loved that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It's got great action. It's got the silliest one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard Dawson just eats up the screen as Killian in that. And it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this new one by Edgar Wright, which is like, as soon as I heard Edgar Wright was doing this, I was like,
Yep.
oh, this is like perfect
Perfect.
director for this. And the fact that they're actually going to the source, using the source material more faithfully, because in the 80s
Correct.
version, they changed a bunch of stuff that made it more condensed,
Mm-hmm.
and more uh, like, I guess, because in the book, it's this guy who needs to needs money to help save his kid because
Yeah.
his kid is sick, and so he goes to volunteer for the Running Man to get money, and then he's hunted for 30 days. And he's got to be he's around the country. He can go anywhere and everywhere. But everybody, not just the hunters from the show, are hunting him, but everyday people can
Yeah.
also turn him in or try to stop him for the money as well. So in the original, in the 80s movie, they had it where the character like betrayed the people, went to jail, tried to break out, and then got put into the Running Man. And then
Right.
instead of being around the country, it's in like an arena
It's just in the
inside.
arena, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
It's been a
so,
long time since I saw that movie, but
yeah.
it was never
But
one of my favorites.
oh man, I love the Running Man. It's so funny. It's a lot of fun. But it's got two future state governors in there. You got Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger and
Schwarzenegger and
Jesse
Jesse
Ventura.
Ventura. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Um,
very 80s right now.
oh yeah. So so this new one just looks fantastic. Glenn Powell, number one, fantastic. But you
Love him.
also got Michael Cera,
Hmm.
William H. Macy, Josh Brolin, and Coleman
Coleman
Domingo. Coleman
Domingo.
Domingo, man, it's like
Oh,
fantastic. And it looks like they split the character. I don't remember if in the book they're two separate people, but it looks like they kind of split the character of Killian um, into two separate people, where one is Josh Brolin's character and one is Coleman Domingo's character. Because Coleman Domingo is just the
is
host,
the host.
whereas
Yeah.
Josh Brolin's character is the like the
The
producer of the
the
show. So
masterminds.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited for this. This has been high up on my list for a long time. So I'm excited. We're less than a month away now. Um,
Yes.
and so I'm hyped. But yeah, also Predator Badlands. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know how many people have seen Prey. Prey was a Hulu exclusive,
Yes.
and has never been out in theater, but it will be coming to theaters for like a double feature of Prey and Badlands together.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, so
Don't let my
I
son know about that. Then I'm gonna be. He
but
loves Prey.
this movie was directed by the same guy who did Prey,
Mm-hmm.
and also who co-directed. He co-directed. Did you guys watch the Killer of Killers on Hulu?
I think he watched it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
So
heavy into Predator. He loves
good,
Predator.
good. All
Yeah.
right. Yes, I love Predator. Predator. I'm talk whenever I talk to Donna about this. I'm always like I'm. She's a big Alien fan. I'm a big
Mm.
Predator fan. So
Yep.
always been a much bigger Predator fan. So
Yeah.
so I'm glad to see Predators finally. The last few years have been getting like, especially with Dan Trachtenberg at the helm of
Mm-hmm.
all this, that it's getting some serious work being done on it.
Yeah.
Prey was fantastic.
Oh, it was so
So
good.
I'm very hyped for this one, especially bringing in Elle Fanning's synth, Wayland
Yeah.
Yutani synth from the Alien universe, because they all
Yeah.
because the
Because they're
Predator and the
connected.
Alien
Yeah.
are connected. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm excited for this. It looks very interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. Um,
What to
very
see
exciting.
first?
I
Yeah.
know.
November 7th. This is a
Yeah.
big. Well, if I have my way, we'll be seeing Running Man first. I know that. I want to see them
if
both.
I, well, if yeah, if they're both dropping the same day, I'm probably gonna go see a double
You're gonna
feature
try
of
to
them.
see both.
So
Yeah.
yeah, go see both on the same day. So we'll see how things work out with that. So, all right. Well, that took out two of my things, which is nice.
Yay.
So yeah. So my last trailer to talk about is for the upcoming documentary "In Search of Darkness, 1995 to 1999."
Oh,
It's the
you've talked
follow-up.
about this before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's a new trailer for it that's got a few more of the famous like talking heads people, like people that they've got um, that they interview and stuff to
Mm.
talk about these movies. But this is like, if anybody's seen the In Search of Darkness documentaries before, they did three about the 80s, and
Mm.
they did a previous one about 1990 to 1994. This one will be the end of the 90s, so we're going to get things like Scream and all the Scream, like Scream Pretenders, all the movies that came out after that that were in the wake of
Yeah.
that, Blair Witch, all kinds of
Mm.
good stuff that came out in the late part of the 90s.
Yeah.
So it should be a real fun um, movie. I know they've got like Jamie Kennedy. I think Lou Diamond Phillips is in it.
Oh, cool.
They got lots of Michael Rosenbaum.
Yay.
Yeah. So it's crazy. They got lots of good people in this. So it should be a ton of fun. I love all of the In Search of Darkness movies.
Mm-hmm.
They've got it right now. They've got it up for pre-order slash crowdfunding. I think they started their crowdfunding on Kickstarter originally,
Mm,
but then I think since the second of these In Search of Darkness movies, they've been doing it just on their own,
got it.
which I think helps them out a little bit.
I'm sure.
But usually when you crowdfund it, so they do sell them afterward, but in this earlier crowdfunding section of it, um, not only do you get the movie, you get a digital copy of the movie, you get like the digital soundtrack of the movie, like a post, like 1 to 3 posters, depending on which one it is, some other stuff, and you also get what is it, like a slip cover with it, and you get your name in the
Mm,
credits. So
that's cool.
yeah, so I've been crowdfunding these since I didn't get the very first one because I didn't hear about it until they did an Elvira edition of the first
Mm,
one, which of course love my Elvira.
yeah, of course, of
Um,
course.
and so I've been kickstarting it since then. So every from the Elvira first one to the the all the '80s ones, they also have In Search of Tomorrow, which is a about '80s sci-fi
Mm,
movies. And then they have uh, they have just a bunch of different things. I know they have one about first-person shooter video games. They have a documentary about the Aliens movie, like a full length, like a huge documentary about the Aliens movie, just the second Aliens movie.
right.
And so they do a lot of work, and these are pretty good, well-made documentaries that are a lot of fun, and they're long. Like each one of these In Search of Darkness things, I think the first one was a little over 4 hours,
Ooh,
but they average like 5 to 6 hours each.
wow.
So they are huge, huge documentaries. So you're definitely getting your money's worth. I will say, like it's like $80, I think,
Mm,
before shipping, and shipping's usually like maybe like another $12 or something. Um, but like I said, you get for the crowdfunding part of it, you get a lot of good stuff. Usually when they sell it later, I think they sell them for like maybe like $25 individually.
right.
So they're not terribly expensive, especially for what you get in terms of content. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think they're very well made, and very fun. If you interested in watching, like getting kind of a knowledge about like horror movies of the era and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I think they're talking about doing after this one. They're looking at doing a '70s version,
Oh
so
boy.
like '70s horror.
Mm.
So it should be a lot of fun. So, but that's all I have for that one. What else do you have?
Well, I'll be watching Scream soon because my
Oh,
son has informed me, and I am taking this harder than the Santa Claus reveal that he doesn't want to go trick-or-treating this year. Since
oh,
since Halloween is my favorite holiday and I dress up every year too.
why
This
does he
news
not
was
want to go trick or treating anymore?
he's 13. Like he's
See,
13.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. I used to be one of those sticklers who was like, "Oh, if teenagers come to my house and they don't have a costume on," I was like, "If they have a costume on, I don't care. I'll give them candy." But I was just
Naturally.
like, "If
Yes.
they don't have a costume on, I'm not giving them candy." I've softened on that over the years because I'm like,
Mhm.
look, some of these teenagers are just like, let them have some candy. They'll stay out of trouble.
Mhm.
So we're usually pretty good. I don't. We're probably not doing it this year, unfortunately. The last few years we've been giving away like unfortunately, our financial situation is kind of tough right now because of the car and everything else that's been
Mhm.
going on.
Mhm.
My son and his wife and my grandson are moving out in a month
Mm.
because he got a job like 2 hours away, so
Ooh.
they're moving closer. Yeah, so they're moving closer to there. Um, so the last few years we've given like actually like goodie bags away. Like we
Yeah.
buy like these Halloween themed goodie bags and just give a bag full of like full size candies to
Mm.
people, like to all the kids and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I don't think that's happening this year. So we'll be lucky if we have, just like a bowl of candy to give out.
Well,
But
yeah, and it got so expensive too.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
chocolate,
exactly.
the tariffs. Yeah,
It's crazy. But yeah,
it's so annoying.
so we'll see how that goes. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You
It's
were
okay.
saying about you're gonna watch Scream.
So yeah, that's what I said, so what do you want to do? And he said, well, I want to watch Scream. I've never seen it. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
that's fine. I can do that. I've seen that one before. So we're gonna do that and probably watch a couple of our other favorites. And he's like, can we still get pizza? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like it's Halloween. Because usually we go trick or treating and then we get pizza. And he was like,
Aw.
can you get me some candy? And I was like, oh, so you don't want to do the work. You don't want to
Yeah.
do the legwork to get the candy. You just want me to buy you candy. So now I have the candy in the house. I'm like, I swear. I was like, if you find this and you take it, I'm not buying you more before Halloween. Like this is I have like a little Halloween area. I have where the
That's funny.
candy, I have I got a bottle of 19 Crimes put out like Halloween wines. I got Bride of Frankenstein wine. I'm all prepped. So I'm ready for my Halloween, even though I'm not going trick or treating this year. But it's
Yeah,
okay. It'll still be fun.
that's funny.
I know. That
Yeah.
broke my heart. Broke me. This is how to break me.
But at
Say you
least
don't
you
want
get
to
to
go trick
see
or
at
treating.
least you get to see a classic horror movie on Halloween, and
Yeah.
you get to introduce it to him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to let me
We'll see
know
how that goes.
how well he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Is he a big horror fan in general?
no, like he likes Predator, he likes certain things. We tried, I can't remember if it was a year or 2 years at this point. We tried to show him The Thing and he noped out really quick. Really quick. Like we
Oh,
tried to show like when the dog was doing its thing, he was like, "I'm done. I can't do this." And we were like, "Okay, you know." And I mean, that's a movie that even I can take. So
wow.
I have suspicions on whether or not we're gonna how far we're gonna make it in Scream, but we'll see.
I
We'll
don't
find
think
out.
Scream's not overly gory or even that scary, I don't think. So I think that he'll probably have a lot of fun with that, especially because there's a lot of, humor in it. So,
Yeah. He
it'll
says he
help.
keeps seeing it on TikTok. That's what everything is TikTok these days. So I guess it's like
Yeah.
a TikTok trend. So that's why he's like, oh, like I want to see Scream because I keep seeing clips on TikTok. And I was like, all right, whatever.
And he's gonna be completely spoiled by it before he even sees it.
Most likely. I think this is also partially because Courtney Cox is in it because he's obsessed with Friends. So
Oh,
I think
that's
it's more of a, yeah, I think it's more of a
uh
Monica's in it. And I'm like, oh God,
this
yeah, she is in
this
it.
this kid is like my best friend at this point. I love Friends, I love Scream, I love The Predator. Man,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah, I play
Yeah.
Fortnite too.
Was
Is
more.
he enjoying Fortnite right now? Did you
Oh,
get him
the
Ghostface?
Halloween thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was on it a little bit. He's mostly COD has the Halloween stuff too, so he's on COD with his friends a lot.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is now turned into news about my son, but yeah.
Yeah. So funny. All right. Well, I have
uh,
one more thing to talk about before we jump in.
I
Do you
mean,
have anything
I
else?
do. I have one more thing.
Okay.
Your listeners
Okay.
might not care, but I care
Okay. Why don't you
that
tell me that and then I'll end my
the
thing.
yes, dear listeners of Creepy and Geeky, I'm here to talk to you about the final boss of late stage capitalism, as I've heard her described, Taylor Swift. Can't talk about pop culture without talking about Taylor Swift this week. I am so very sorry, everybody.
That's
However,
so funny.
she just got her 15th number one album with Life of a Showgirl.
This
15
this was huge too. Like it was,
record breaking
yeah,
4 million
yeah.
units.
Which
4
is ironic because so
million.
many people are talking crap about the album.
Yes,
Even the Swifties are talking crap about the album.
they're more they're more like critical than anybody. That's the thing. The
Yeah,
general
yeah.
public is like, yeah, it's fine because they're all bops. You even said it when we talked
I
the day after
did.
it came out. You were like, I listened to it. They're all
I
bops. And I'm like,
I
yeah, I
found
know.
something I found something to enjoy in pretty much every song.
Yeah.
So like for the most part, like I think there were maybe one or two that I didn't care about, but like for the most part, like it is very much I'm a happy girl now. This is what I'm doing. And I
Yes.
think that it's reflective in that. And I think she's also trying to, and I know people are like, oh, she's just being tone deaf to what's going on in the world right now. I don't think she is. I think she's honestly trying to put something out there that's positive and cheery as an antidote to everything that's going on in the world right now.
Yes.
And so I think people are seeing it, and the people who are being critical of it are being too critical. And ultimately, it's just like it's just supposed to be a fun poppy album. She was just trying to do something interesting and fun for herself and be a little, you know, risque in a couple of these
Yeah,
things and everything.
but in a fun way. And I mean, like,
Yeah,
I don't care. The aesthetics are still breathtaking, like
yeah,
everything. These are, I did buy 3 of the vinyls, I know, but these are, I have zero regrets because these are
good.
probably the 3 most beautiful vinyls I have ever owned. Like, the gatefolds are gorgeous, the
That's
vinyls are
cool.
beautiful. So, like, as a vinyl collector, sure, take my money. These are gorgeous
Right.
and the aesthetics are beautiful. And really, like the first 3 songs are certified bangers. Like you just need,
Yeah,
just throw on the first 3 songs, you're fine. It's like and I'm
yeah.
warming to, the songs that I didn't like, I'm warming to all but 2 of them.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
that's why I think, I'm thinking that there were one or two that were just kind of like, yeah, okay,
mm-hmm.
but like for the most part, everything else is like really good-ish, like good
Yeah,
enough. And
yeah.
I think that's for me, that's like generally like because I was never into Taylor Swift and via talking to you and
Till I
hearing about it
forced
from
you.
other thing else. You didn't force me, but like I it was you and other people talking positively about her and seeing her pop up, and I was just like, look, I had never heard of anything of hers that turned me off of her. I think it was just the huge celebrity aspect
Mm-hmm.
of that who she is that kind of was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
She
it's
even knows that.
um,
She references it. Yeah.
yeah.
She's
And
aware.
so, yeah, oh yeah. So I mean, because that's the thing. She's like, she knows she doesn't want to live this way. She's just trying to make music and do her thing and just, you know. But I think, having listened to her music, because I finally dived in and everything like that, I think she's generally good. Like,
Yeah.
I think that, nothing of hers is terrible. There's definitely some really good songs that I really enjoy. Um, but, you know, but she's just, this is the thing. I don't think she's like, as much as she's good with her lyrics, I'm not a lyrics person typically. I don't sit there and
Yeah.
dissect lyrics and just find all kinds of meaning in them and everything like that. I like good hooks, good
Yeah.
poppy music and everything like that. If you can catch me on that, I'm good.
Yeah, and that's what
And
this
so
album is.
that's what, and
And
that's what
I'm a,
generally her
yeah,
discography is like. So
and I'm a lyrics girl. Like I need,
yeah.
like her lyrics are where it's at for me.
Well,
So
and I think that's what prevented me a long time from listening to her, because everyone's like, "Oh, her lyrics are so good." I'm like, I'm not a lyrics person.
I
It's
don't
not going to
care.
do anything for me. Like, I need hooks. I need things I can sing along to, and just the chorus that I can sing along to and have some fun with that. And if you find that if you can do that, then I'm good.
Yeah.
So, and I found out that I could. But yeah, but yeah, I saw that I don't know if this is part of what you're going to say, but there's a new thing on Disney Plus coming up.
That's the next, that's what also I was gonna say, because she hit
All
us with
right.
what we want, what I need. The Eras Tour documentary that was rumored to exist is now confirmed to exist. And starting December 12th, there'll be 2 episodes a week, 6 episodes total.
Wow.
The end of an era. I could not possibly explain how excited I am about this. I am so super excited. I can't wait. Not only am I getting that, I mean not me personally, like the whole world, but not only
Right.
am I getting that on Disney Plus, but also on Disney Plus, there's going to be a whole new Eras Tour movie. The
Yeah.
last concert, the
Yeah.
final show is going to be on Disney Plus. So I'll be able to watch the original recipe because she changed the whole thing for Europe with
Yeah.
Tortured Poets Department. So now I'm going to get that. Oh,
Mm.
December 12th, I am going to be so happy, thrilled. Can't wait.
That's so funny. All right. Well, I'm excited for you.
Thank
I
you.
don't know that I'll watch any of it, but I might. I don't know. I haven't watched the Eras tour
You
yet.
still
That's
haven't
on
watched
there.
the Air Star. I still
No.
think we should do like a group watch.
I think you need to stay up late enough for us to do a group watch because it's
That
usually
is
whenever I've
true.
got the
I go
time
to
to sit
sleep
down
and
and
then you
watch.
wake up, I know.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
3.5 hours? Yeah.
We'll have to watch it in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so my last thing for this week before we jump into trap is
Mm-hmm.
I and my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandson, we all went to Spirit Halloween
Oh,
um,
fun.
for just to go look around. And my son and his wife, they both have been watching, for some reason, they started watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies,
Oh
and they
boy.
have fallen in love with those movies, which I don't understand because I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think they're terrible. I just think they're just kind of average at best. And people can come at me if they want to about it. They're fine. I don't hate them. I just think they're okay. But they love them. They're obsessed with them right now. And so my son, he really wanted to go as Leatherface for
Oh
Halloween this
gosh.
year. So he went specifically to go look for a mask. And
Mm.
he got a mask. He didn't get a chainsaw because the chainsaws they had there were kind of expensive. And
Oh
so
boy.
so he got like a meat hook thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think he's getting the tie and the apron to like the complete the ensemble. Um, so he did that. My grandson's been obsessed with Minecraft, so he got like a little Minecraft sword and a pickaxe. So
Aw.
he was happy with that. And then let's see what else. Uh, my daughter-in-law, she got a Texas Chainsaw blanket.
Oh
So
dear.
yeah, so it's like a VHS, it's like a VHS box spread out. So,
Mm-hmm.
which
Oh,
I
that's fun.
actually, yeah, I actually have an Evil Dead version, a blanket like that. And then
Of course you do.
my daughter, who's a big fan of the Halloween franchise, she's got a
Ah,
Halloween
she's
one
got the
like that.
Halloween one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I ended up picking up my daughter plays hockey now, and so I picked up a hockey jersey hoodie
Mm.
that has Michael Myers on it.
Oh boy.
And so she loved that. I surprised her with it. And so she was real happy about that. And I myself, I got a new Elvira blanket, which I didn't need because I don't use blankets that much, but I was like, I still want it.
But I want it. Yeah, exactly.
And then I got a door covering. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you can have it for for like the outside of your door, like because it's made of like polyester and spandex, so it's very it's stretchable and it's washable, which is
Great.
nice. And so because I was thinking at first it was just gonna be one of those cheap kind of like plasticky ones and everything. But I almost got the Elvira one. I may still go back and get the Elvira one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I ended up getting an Army of Darkness one because they are
Oh,
rare. They rarely have anything Evil Dead at Spirit Halloween. So I was excited about that. So
cool.
that is now covering it. It's not on the outside door. It's on my bedroom office door here. So so anybody who comes down to my room is just like, oh, okay,
There it
he's
is.
got Army of Darkness there.
Sure does.
Um, confronted by Ash. But that's what I got. And yeah, it was a fun trip. We went to the one that we went to is probably the biggest spirit
Mm.
store that I've ever seen. So they had a bunch of the animatronics there, and that was a lot of fun to see. So it was a good time. I'm hoping I'll go back again, maybe grab that other door cover and maybe check out some other stuff that I didn't get to check out before. So
Yay. Spooky
we'll
season
see.
fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move into talking about M Night Shyamalan's Trap, um,
Yes.
which is the final movie in this series on M Night Shyamalan movies. It's his
Mm-hmm.
most recent movie back in 2024. Way back a year ago.
Way back a
Um,
year ago.
but this was one of two horror movies that were kind of around concerts. Um,
Mm.
the other one being Smile 2, which I will be covering in my next episode.
Oh,
Um,
right. Okay.
yeah.
See, I don't
So,
normally seek these out, but I was aware
yes.
of both of these movies. Both, I forgot about the other one, but yes.
Yeah. So this one, This one was so speaking of Taylor Swift,
Mm-hmm.
nice segue into there.
See,
Um,
I do plan things
I know
occasionally.
you plan better than I do.
Well,
And so this one was M Night Shyamalan described this as um, Silence of the Lambs at a Taylor Swift concert.
which is
Um,
very accurate.
yes,
That's
very true.
100% the elevator pitch for this movie, for sure. Yeah.
And so yeah, so you got this guy, it's no big secret is in the marketing and everything like that, but you got this guy who's taking his daughter to this big pop concert, and he finds out that it's a trap for him,
Mm-hmm.
that the cops and FBI and everybody like that are looking for him, and so he has to figure out a way out of there.
Yes.
um and I found it to be a lot of fun. Even on the second watch, I had a lot of fun. I will say, like on the second watch, I didn't love it as much as I loved it the first time, but I don't think that's a knock on it at all.
Hmm.
Um, it just I don't know. I just wasn't as like absorbed into it as the first time. I know there were a lot of people when it came out, they didn't love that like they thought it was all going to be at the concert, and that everything was going to be involved there. But
Okay.
like a good half of the movie, or at least a good, let's see,
Oh, it's like a good 45 minutes because
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
this
it's good.
movie,
Like
I
the
thought the
last
movie was
45 minutes or
ending
so.
like two or
Yeah,
three times before it did. I was like, wait, wait, wait,
yeah.
wait. I'm like, what's happening now?
So
What?
there's a lot that happens after they leave the concert too. So
Correct. Yes,
so it's
that
it.
surprised me.
So we'll try to leave spoilers a little bit towards the end here,
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
yeah, it's really good. I've never been a huge fan of Josh Hartnett. Before he always had this, like when he was coming up in the late '90s, early 2000s with the
Like
movies
Pearl
that he
Harbor
was,
time.
yeah, and Halloween H2O and
Mm-hmm.
The Faculty and stuff like that. He always came off as this kind of like pretty boy with a bad haircut,
Mm.
um, kind of smug kind of guy. And I know that's the kind
Yeah.
of characters he played. But it just, I don't know, it just something always rubbed me wrong about him. So I never really like gelled with him. But seeing him in this was like great. This, and I
Yeah.
also had seen him in, I'd watched the first season of Penny Dreadful, which
Mm.
he's like the main character of. And so that was a lot of that was interesting, and he did really well in that too. So it definitely changed my opinion of him as an actor. So
Yeah. I thought he did
yeah,
great in this.
he does
He's
really great in this. He's
very disturbing. Yeah.
very menacing, very
Mm-hmm.
like switches back and forth between evil and trying to be a good
Yes.
dad and everything.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. He is trying to be a good dad. He's taking his daughter to this concert because she got good grades and this is her favorite singer, and she's like a 12-year-old who's dealing with like you know how some kids do in middle
Mm.
school where their
Mm-hmm.
friends are just kind of your friends start to drift apart, and
Yes.
you start to have all these kind of issues with that kind of thing. um and so I found that aspect of it fascinating. I know Shyamalan gets a little bit of shit because his daughter, who is a pop singer in real life,
Correct.
is the pop singer in this, Lady Raven. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um,
But I thought she did
and
a really good job.
I thought
She
she
was
did too,
really
and
good. Yeah.
the songs are good. And like one of the things I found interesting about this movie, both when I watched it originally and this time, is they spend a lot of time not actually in the concert listening to the music. He keeps leaving, number
He
one,
keeps getting
which
up
is
and
fine,
leaving
which
her
is
there.
fine. I
Yeah.
understand that. But then sometimes he drags her out too. And then like as the daughter, I'd be like, no, I'm not going out. Like leave me here. I'm trying to enjoy this concert that
Well,
you brought me
yeah,
to.
But she also does say several times, "What's wrong? You're acting weird. What's going on?" Like he is
Yeah.
obviously not at, it has gotten to him to the point that he is not acting like himself. And that
Oh,
like
absolutely.
one of the times when she is out of the concert and she finds him in the hallway, it's because he's been gone so long that she went to go look for him. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, most of the
exactly.
time she's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm here. I'm going to be
Yeah.
dancing." But like
Yeah.
that one time she's like, "What is going on? Like you are acting weird. Where have you
Yeah.
been?"
I'm
And
just
he's just, oh,
I I will admit I'm not a huge concert goer, but when I do go to concerts, I don't leave once the music starts.
mm-mm.
Like, because
No,
I'm
me
there for the
either.
music,
Yeah.
and so just knowing that like they were just like leaving so many times, and I get why he was. Because he's trying to like that's the central like driving thing is he's trying to figure out as much information as possible
Mm-hmm.
to evade them.
Right.
Um and this is an interesting thing too. It's like because I think I was on the fence a lot of the times of do I want him to be caught or do I want him to get away? There's a lot of times where in a movie you kind of want the bad guy to get away. You want to see how they're going to do it. And I think that's like that was kind of the driving force for most of it, but also at the same time you're kind of like you kind of want him to get caught too. Um
I was interested in whether or not he was going to get caught, and I didn't start actively wanting him to get caught until our POV character switched to Lady Raven. Then I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
this guy's like, I need him to get caught. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so disturbed. Like, I can't. Like, when literally it's two different movies. Like, the first half of this movie
Yeah.
is how do I get out of here, and you're kind of like, okay, but also he's has these like superhuman abilities to steal things, to come up
Yeah.
with stories at a moment's notice. He gets in like everywhere. His observation level is insane. So like I can also kind of see it from that point of view of
Yeah.
in my mind as I was watching, I said if he wasn't acting like such a psycho on so many levels, he's obviously
Yeah.
like psychotic. But if he wasn't acting this crazy, he probably could have gotten past the check on the way out because he
Right.
already had all the information he needed to get past it.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
such a good liar and such a good actor that he probably could have just been like given them all the information they needed to not arouse any suspicion. He would have gotten in the
Well,
car with Riley and driven home. So it
but
just
this is the
that
thing.
was
I
like,
think
come on, guys.
yeah. I think what he does is I think for the most part he succeeds, because he does get out. He does like he has to modify, but he does manage to
Yeah.
get out. Um
He gets
and
out in
then
like the absolute worst way. He
yeah.
basically, I mean, like, can I talk about spoilers now? Because like
Yeah, yeah.
he essentially drags Taylor Swift into a dressing room with
Right.
no one else around. Never
Yeah.
happened, by the way. There's absolutely
Yeah.
no way. Like, oh sure, I'll go into this room with just you, strange man I've just
Oh
met,
yeah.
and have a conversation, and then tells her, yeah, hi, I'm the serial killer. You're gonna
Yeah.
put us in your limo and drive us out of here. What was the plan after that?
Yeah.
What then what were you gonna
Well,
do?
and that's what happens is because he's thrown at that point and he's just like, okay, there's no way I can get through this
Mhm.
because, they're looking for something specific about him
About me.
and he he's desperate at that point, manages to get through it, but by doing so, he adds that wrinkle of dragging Lady Raven along with him, and now she's throwing the wrinkles into it because she's quick on her feet. She's
She
thinking through all
is.
this stuff. She's trying to do all this stuff, and she's got enough information about who he is to kind of mess with him in a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
And I thought, like, for somebody who, as far as I know, has not acted before,
Mhm.
I thought she did a great job.
She did do a
Um,
great job. I will say that was my favorite part of the movie when
yeah,
they went to his house and like everything that she did to throw him off guard. And then when she was able to lock herself in the bathroom and then use her followers to help save the guy in the
yeah,
basement.
no,
Like that all felt like something that could really happen, that was in an accurate way of using like current social media as to how to save
right,
somebody's life. Like that was all really interesting. I was riding on a high
yeah.
and then the movie kept going. That was my feeling. I was like, ooh, no one to end it, because then it just
Yeah.
started getting more and more ridiculous.
Well, I mean, because they still had to reveal about how they figured out, like, who, at least in
Yeah,
part, who he was and stuff like that.
how they
And
knew he
so,
was going to be there. That was the one
yeah,
big that's the big
yeah,
twist.
and that's the
It's not
quote
even a
unquote
twist,
big
though.
twist. It's
Yeah,
not a
it's not.
twist, yeah. And so,
It's
like, that
just
was one of the
information
things.
you need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I do think I agree with you. I think that um once they leave and she gets involved, I think that it ramps up the tension
Yes.
in a different way. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people who don't like that. Like once it leaves the concert, people are just like they became less invested in it, and I'm like, how? That's like now it's
No,
more personal.
I was
Now
super
he's got to
invested in it at that
yeah,
point, and
now you
yeah.
got to see how he's going to get out of this. Like what's he going to do? Like, is he just going to kill her? Like what's going to happen?
Yes.
Um and um but the problem is she's so high profile, like it's like,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. Um so it's just, I don't know, like all the concert stuff was very interesting. All the stuff at the concert was very interesting. I think it's funny too because like somebody said the trap was a comedy. I don't see it as a comedy. There are comedic moments, of course, but I don't see it as a like an actual hilarious, haha, funny comedy like in that vein.
No, I don't.
Um,
I only laughed once, and it was at the very, very, very end during the
yeah,
credits.
yeah, we'll get there. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, but yeah, during the concert and everything like that, he's like, it's so funny too because he's trying to figure stuff out. He
Mm-hmm.
runs across like they're going to go buy a t-shirt and he ends up talking to one of the concession guys about it, and the
Yes.
concession guy clues him in onto what's going on, that they're
Yep.
looking for somebody. Now, here's the one wrinkle that I think kind of undermines the whole movie
Okay.
is they have all these cops and everything there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and why weren't they checking all the men on the way in?
On the
That
way
would
in,
have
why did
been
they
the
get them all
that would have
in? Yeah.
funneled them through one thing. Because I don't know. I've been to concerts. I haven't been to huge arena concerts, so I don't know how many doorways there are in. But usually for a smaller concert, there's one door in. You all have to line up and go through this one door, maybe two doors at most. And you're getting checked. You're getting checked regardless.
Yeah,
Like
for
like
weapons
for
and
all
stuff.
like
Yeah.
everything, every time I've gone to a concert I've had to empty my pockets and show my bag, and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that, what's in the contents of my bag. And so I'm like, that was unrealistic. And it was
Yes.
unrealistic that they wouldn't have had cops and people there checking all these, because it would have been a lot easier than just randomly grabbing men out of the seats the
Yes,
whole
that
time.
felt
that
weird.
that part was really like, that took me out a little bit each time that happened. I was just like, okay, this is so dumb. Like they're wasting all this time doing all this when one, they should have been checking them on the way in, and two,
Right.
just check them all on the way out. Like guard every exit and just check everybody on the way out.
That's what they were doing. They were trying to check them on the way out, but they should have done
But
it on the
they were
way
doing
in.
all
That's
the
true.
but they were doing all the weird random like grabbing guys out of seats too. They're
Yes,
like,
the
"Oh, you
whole
got to come with
time.
us." And it's just like, "Oh, that's so weird, so random and
Like,
dumb."
and literally, like, I know I'm a New Yorker, so naturally suspicious, but like,
Yeah.
literally everyone in there should have been like, what's going on? Like, the whole time. I
Yeah.
realized that we are trying to make it seem like it's a bunch of women and teenage girls and they don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. Look at everything happening around them. But like me, if I saw that happen like once, I'd be like, what's happening? Josh
Yeah.
Hartnett is literally the only person who asked questions in this entire
Yeah.
movie. Everyone else is just like, sure, we'll just like go along with this. It's fine. And they even
Yeah.
say Haley Mills said at some point, like shout out to Haley Mills, by the way. I had no
Yeah.
idea that I was going to be seeing
I did,
Pollyanna in the year 2024, like as an
and
FBI.
I didn't even realize that was her because I mean, obviously
Yeah.
she's older and stuff like that. So when I saw her name in the credits, I was like,
I was like,
"Oh,
who, what? Yeah.
wait,
No, I saw
who?"
Haley Mills and I was like, wait, Haley Mills, like Pollyanna Parent Trap Haley Mills? And it
Yeah.
totally was. And you know what? She was awesome in this. She really was.
Yeah. She's great.
So Yeah, it's not until she says to Lady Raven at the concert, she's like, "There's 3,000 men in the audience." There's only 3,000. There's 30,000
Yeah,
people in there, and there's only 3,000 men there. This
yeah,
should have been done hours ago.
yeah.
Hours ago.
Should have been done on the way in. Every guy who was coming into that theater, they're coming into that arena that matched that description or didn't match that description.
Or
Just every
didn't.
adult male should have been checked on the way in.
They're like
So
funneling them all into tents at the end of the movie. Well, I shouldn't
yeah,
say what I thought was the end of the movie, and then there was
yeah,
40 more minutes. But yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
what are you guys doing? It was weird.
yeah.
That was not a well operated FBI sting operation. The
No,
actual
not at all.
FBI was probably like, this isn't how we do it.
Yeah. I did the there's another aspect that I thought was funny about this. There's a moment where you have this guy who was like this mentor to Lady Raven that is there to sing along with her and everything like that. But you see him backstage. There's a moment where um Josh Hartnett and his daughter are able to get backstage. They kind of con their
Mm-hmm.
way up there to get backstage. She gets to dance on screen with or dance on stage with Lady Raven.
Yes.
And that's how they get all connected. And then so there's this moment where they get to see this guy just acting like a straight up asshole
Oh yeah,
um
he is. That
to
was
everybody.
terrible.
Um my problem with this is why?
It made no sense.
Why
And
did we need
it
this?
didn't come back. I kept waiting for that to come back,
It doesn't come
and
back at
it
all. Like
doesn't come
later
back at
on,
all.
he like he walks down the hallway and then he like winks and like staring at I at first I thought it was the daughter, but then I realized because then he says something about daddy or something like that. So he
Yeah,
was staring and
he's a
winking
hot dad.
at Josh Hart.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
Josh Hartnett. Yeah.
at Josh Hartnett. So I was like, oh, okay, okay, that's less creepy. Not that much less creepy, but still less creepy. But he was just a raging asshole every time you saw him on screen, and it's just like, why why was this even in the movie? This
Well,
part could have been cut out. Um,
apparently, I think those two, the other guy who comes up out of the floor, which I didn't
yes.
mind that because he was like, oh, that because he was trying to use that as another way to escape. So that I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then that guy, the guy who comes out at the end and is such a jerk to everybody, are apparently the daughter's two partners in making music. So I guess they got cameos in the movie or something.
Oh, okay. So in real
So
life, they're her
in real
actual.
life they're
Oh,
actual people that she works with, and that's why
that's
they have
funny.
cameos in the movie, and like that's fine, but why why make him a terrible person? It's so weird.
Right? That's just so weird. It's like maybe that was what he wanted to do. He wanted to play an asshole. That's fine, I guess. But it like literally had no plot significance, and it
No,
just seemed like
none.
such a waste of time. Because then you're just like, okay, so what is this guy? And so it's not even a red herring or
it
anything like that that has anything
it
to do.
never comes
It
back, and I was
literally has
waiting
no
for it
narrative.
to.
Yeah, it has literally no narrative consequence. Um, so it just seems like such a waste of time to even be in there,
Yeah,
just to show that there's some guys who are assholes. Yet we already
I
know that.
yeah, we know.
Like we know that there are terrible people in music who are pretend to be one thing when they're actually another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So anyway, but I just had to bring that up because it was just
Yeah,
terrible.
no, I would too,
Um.
because that confused me. I mean, it
Yeah.
was weird. Because
But I
that's one of those threads that you think are going somewhere and it doesn't.
yeah
So
yeah. So I enjoy the concert aspect of it because you're just trying he's trying to do all these things. He like bumps this one woman who's kind of drunk and down some stairs and creates a
yeah.
scene and stuff like that. Then
Oh my God, the
later
poor
on
fry oil lady.
then he
Ugh.
creates a distraction using the fryer and like all this stuff that ultimately doesn't work for him, doesn't work out. Like it's so like interesting to watch this like because the police and stuff are pretty on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when he has to kidnap Lady Raven and use her to get out of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Um and threatens to kill this guy that he's got tied up in a basement somewhere.
Yes.
And then so they go to their home. Her driver takes them to their home, and then Lady Raven is like, "Hey, I'd like to come inside, meet your family, check out your house
Oh
and
yeah.
everything."
His first plan was you can just pull over and drop us off here. And then
Yeah,
like what is she
yeah,
gonna do? Like
yeah,
she knows Riley's name.
which is
She
great
knows. It's like,
because
what?
which
What are
is
you
real.
doing?
I think it's really interesting too because because I don't think she knows Riley's name, but I don't think she knows his name really. Um,
Yeah.
and this was it would have been a decent. I mean, would have been not a super good getaway because they have the address for the guy. So, so at least in that they would they'd immediately be able to call and say, hey,
Oh, they
go to
didn't have
this
the
address.
address until she said, "I want to come to your house."
Yeah, true, true, true.
So he was
So
trying to
yeah,
get out of the arena, get her to pull the limo over and just
yeah,
dump them off a couple of blocks away. That was
yeah,
his plan. But then, like,
yeah.
she still knows he's got a
Which
guy in a
is
basement.
very
She's
brave of
seen
her
their
to like,
faces.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I liked her a lot. I thought she was
yeah.
great.
She's putting all this danger on herself to like, you know, help save this guy in the basement and also help
Mm-hmm.
save this little girl whose dad's a psycho.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And
The
so
scene with her in the in the bathroom when you can hear what's going on outside, but you can't see
mhm,
anything because she's just locked in the bathroom. The best scene in the movie.
yeah,
So good.
yeah,
So good.
yeah, yeah, because he's yelling, he's trying to get his phone back. She stole
She
his phone
took his
from her to
phone
be able to see, talk to the
to
guy and
talk to,
see if she can find
yeah.
out any information. And then she gets on her social media and says, "Hey, does anybody
Know
know
with
where
this
this is
place,
at?
and yeah, one of her
If you
fans is on
do,
the street and is able
yeah,
to get him out. Like that, I
yeah,
loved that. That was great.
yeah."
All of that was awesome.
Well, and then that resolution was kind of cool too because you do see her later. She gets free of him, and she gets taken to the place where the guy was captured and
Yeah.
everything, and she gives the little girl a big hug,
Right.
in thanks for helping to save this guy. And it's like, oh no, free tickets for life for that girl, man.
Oh
Like,
my God. Yeah.
you know,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
um,
mean, and also how responsible it was for her to be like, get an adult, get your family member, go,
yeah,
not to just send her by herself. Like that,
yeah, exactly.
that all felt like very realistic and very responsible. And again, like a
Yeah,
really good use of social media and going
yeah,
live and knowing that when a huge pop star goes live, like millions of people tune in immediately.
right,
And it was able to save this guy's life. It's just
right.
by the second time he kidnaps her, I was like, okay, I could have done without. That was where we were really heading into why is this still happening?
Yeah. But it's I think it's interesting too because Lady Raven comes off as this very nice, very um not this it doesn't seem like she comes off as a diva. She seems to be a
Mm,
very caring and very nice person in general, which is great.
yes.
Especially when you consider like the pop people that we've had in
Mhm.
the past and currently that are not terrible people, but they're very much in it for themselves and whatever else like that. So it's very nice. And I'm not going to say that there aren't people like in a real world scenario that wouldn't do this because they probably
Yeah,
are.
I'm sure.
Um, um, but so it's kind of nice. I know there's probably some people who are like, oh, that's so unrealistic. She wouldn't involve herself. And I'm like, no, like
How
they're
do you know? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like would like just because you wouldn't do anything,
Yeah. You
doesn't
don't
mean
know
that
until
she
you
wouldn't.
get in that situation.
Exactly. So but yeah, I the ending while being like there's still like a good portion of the movie, it goes by pretty quick, I think, even though like there's maybe, you know, some stretches of credulity
Yeah.
here and there. Um I did like the
Yes.
part where they get stuck in the traffic bit where he's got her in the limo and he's like dressed as a cop. He managed to get away at one point. And
Yes. He took the
uh
secret tunnel out of his
yeah,
kitchen,
yeah,
took out a you don't see this part. He took
yeah,
out a SWAT guy, stole the SWAT guy's stuff, and then
yeah,
jumps in to drive the limo with Lady Raven away for
yeah.
revenge question mark. But yes, they get stuck in the middle of the road
I
with
don't even think
everyone
it's
surrounding him, and then he manages to change his clothes in the front seat, have different clothes on, get out of the car
yeah,
without anybody saying anything, and walk away through the crowd.
yeah,
Now, meanwhile, in the back, she gets herself out of handcuffs. I can believe everything until we get to the let's pull this bar off of the side
Yeah,
of the
pull
limo
this
and get
bar
out of
off
it.
the.
Like,
I'm sorry, she's a very slight woman.
yes.
And don't get me wrong, panic and adrenaline can
Oh,
help. It does give you strength.
I'm
Um,
sure. But the
uh,
fact that they let him walk away in this
yeah,
crowd is, I was like,
yeah.
okay, that is the scene where
Well, they
it
didn't
lost
immediately
me.
clear the crowd from the car either. They all get around and like surround the
Yeah,
crowd who's around this car. And like,
somebody who's there by the door saw him get out of the car.
right? Like
Come
not only
on.
that, yeah, not only that, somebody would have seen him get out of the car. And then um just they would have immediately cleared that car before like he even would have had a chance to get into the crowd.
Correct.
Um so they would have
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know, yelled into a bullhorn or shot in the air or something like that to
would have
clear
done
the
something.
crowd quickly. But
Yeah,
yeah,
not
no.
only was he able to get out of the car, but he was able to prop up the helmet and jacket to make it look like
Yeah,
someone was still
yeah,
sitting in the car. Come on. Like
yeah.
this, that's
It's a
the only
movie.
part where
It's a
I
movie.
know, that's the only part where I have to say, okay, like you've lost me here. You
But it's
get me
still,
back. You
to
get
me,
me
it was
back
still a
for the
fun
end.
part. Yeah, to me, it was
Yeah.
still a fun part because that's where she finally gets away fully,
Mm-hmm.
and he heads back. You don't realize it, but he heads back home,
He goes back home to
and
talk to
to
poor
talk to his
Allison
what?
Pill.
Yeah, to talk to his wife, who he realizes is probably the person who you know alerted the cops to who he was. And then
Yes.
there's the whole reveal about what happened. She did find out something, and she wasn't quite sure what was going on with it, but um, she assumed that
She
was
had a suspicion that he was the
yeah,
butcher. Yeah,
yeah,
and she
and
set the trap.
yeah. So she's the one who set the trap. Which again, she sets this ticket down, like this half of a receipt for the tickets down, in this room, calls in this thing, says, "I think this might be the butcher's thing." Doesn't say, "I think the butcher might be this guy" either. Like,
Well, yeah, there's that, but also she did say, I was hoping that I was wrong, that
yeah,
he would, which would have made it even creepier if he didn't get all psycho and
yeah,
kidnap the pop star on his way out of the arena and
yeah,
had just used all the information he gleaned from his like Sherlock Holmes level investigative and observation
yeah,
skills to just answer all the questions correctly, get in the car and drive home, and then she never would have known. And
yeah.
that is arguably much creepier than what ends up
Well, I
happening.
think what's funny too is that like when they first get there and everything like that, you don't suspect that she knows anything or that she even suspects anything. She's very
No.
like
Oh,
calm and excited and
excited about the
everything
pop
like
star
that.
in our house. Yeah.
And she doesn't assume, like, for somebody who would be suspicious of her husband, I
Mm,
would think you would be a lot more cagey and nervous.
like, how did
Um,
this happen?
yeah, like
He's
what's going
obviously
on?
kidnapped her.
Yeah, she's a little too trusting, and so like don't get me wrong, he was good at what he did. Like
Mm-hmm.
he had compartmentalized his life in all these ways to keep it separate. But it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't ring as true for me in those instances because I was just like, okay. But I mean, those things aside, I still think it's a really fun movie.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I
you
had fun
you
with a
know,
lot of it.
yeah. So I think it's, excuse me, definitely like worth the watch if you haven't seen it. You don't really care for Shyamalan. I know we picked on a couple of like inconsistencies and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, but I think even those inconsistencies, as much as they are kind of like, oh, it's still fun. I think it's
Yes.
still um very interesting to um watch the movie and see how things play out and see Josh Hartnett's performance.
Yeah, his performance is great. I have a
Yeah.
feeling I will like it better on a second watch because usually if there's something that bothers me on a first watch, once I know that it's coming, I'm more like resigned to it. So it probably won't bother me as much when he
Yeah.
kidnaps her a second time.
Yeah.
And also, even then, when the ceiling of the bicycles spoke at the end, I'm like, what's your plan now,
Yeah.
jackass? How are you getting out of this police van? Like,
Yeah,
but
sure, you have your handcuffs
your
off,
hands
but like that
free,
doesn't
but
mean shit. You're still locked into a truck, you
you're
know?
locked in a truck. Like you
Yeah.
are like pack
And
it
they will
up,
have their
guy.
guns
It's
on you right
over.
away.
Yeah.
Like you're dead, dude. You like it
Well, That could be what he's trying to do though too, because he
Yeah.
mentions it
Yeah. Suicide
repeatedly.
by cop.
One more, and then like then I'm doing this thing. And
Yeah.
like the literal only thing that gives him emotion is his kids.
Yeah. Which is crazy though too, because you're just like at the end of it and everything like that. Those kids are gonna be traumatized for life, knowing that your
Oh,
dad was this serial killer.
was a serial
Like,
killer. She was already having trouble at school. They need to
yeah.
move. They need to move to the other side of the
Change
country.
their names and
Yes,
move.
just
Like,
move. There is no
yeah.
way. Although,
No.
like, honestly, like, two secret favorite parts of the movie is when she does get to go up on stage and her horrible, like, former friends are all pissy about it.
Yeah.
And it's like the one girl is like yelling at the mom, the awful mom, that it's
Like the
not her. I
mom
was like,
has
that's
anything to
fans.
do with like why
Oh
is
my
like
God. But
so
so,
but
like,
it is very
that was
much a
so
child's
good.
reaction though too.
Yes, totally. That part was great. And then yeah, we can talk about the secret MVP of the movie, Jamie the vendor. That guy is the best.
No, it was great. His part was really cool. He reveals way too much to him.
Mm-hmm.
Is obviously a lover of true crime, which
Mm-hmm.
is very much a commentary on all
Mm.
the people who love this kind of stuff. And I'm not immune to it myself. I like some true crime stuff here and there.
Yeah.
I'm not into like I don't have gory pictures on my phone like that.
No.
That's too much. But I love that ending.
Mm.
You get a like a little mid-credit sequence of him
Yes.
sitting on the couch after everything, and they're like, "Oh, we captured the butcher," and then they put his picture up on the screen, and
And
he's
he's
like,
like,
"Oh my God, I
I
told him
helped
everything.
him.
I helped him."
I'm never
And,
talking to anybody at work again.
yeah,
It was so
so
funny.
funny. It was great. That was a great comedic bit right there. That
Yes.
was a nice fun end to it. So,
Right. A nice
but
palate cleanser.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think the movie's a lot of fun. I think it's definitely worth a watch. And don't let our nitpicks dissuade you, because I do
No.
think that even with those nitpicks, it's still a fun movie and still worth a watch.
No, you should watch it. It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
yeah, it is a lot of fun. Um, all right. Well, that's all I have. Do you have anything else about this movie before we wrap up?
No, think we hit everything.
All right.
I said everything I had to say about Silence of the Lambs at the Taylor Swift concert.
That's so funny. All right. Well, why don't you let people know where they can find you online?
Sure. Best place is always my Linktree, linktr.ee/violet.h.310. On there, you will see links to all the podcasts that I guest on. And I'm very proud and happy with it because now you can put things on your Linktree in groups and collections.
Oh, I'll have to look at that.
Yes,
I'm sure I can
you can put
clean
things
up
in
mine a bit.
collections. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So on there, yes, it cleaned it up so nice. So on there, you will see the creepy and geeky collection, and you can swipe through all the episodes that I've been
There you
on if
go.
you want to
You'll have
hear
a new
me.
one to add to it.
But I will gonna go right in there. Yep. And you'll also see the collections for the two podcasts that I co-host. One is Three Circles, the Disney podcast with Jeff Owen, which you have been on
I
twice
have.
at this point and will be
Yep.
on again. And
Hmm.
also for Movieversaries, which is me and Bo and Ian and Andy, where we celebrate and sometimes reevaluate movies on their significant anniversaries.
That's awesome. All right. Yeah, I know I got two episodes to do with you guys over on Three Circles
Mm-hmm.
in the second season so far. Did you guys get enough people for all the other episodes for
I
that season?
think that we have everyone booked for the next set, and we are booking people for three,
Oh, okay.
strangely enough. But now that the episodes are going out, I don't think we've recorded anything. We haven't recorded in a while. I know that. But we
Okay.
have a couple of things that need to happen before the end of the year, and then we'll probably start hitting up those weekly recordings again.
Okay. Yeah, let me know, and I'll have to look and see. I didn't see anything about season three yet, so I'll have to see what I can weasel my way into on those.
Yes. Well, you have a you have your own chat where
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can pull you in if there's something
exactly.
crazy that nobody's interested in doing.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on, especially a last minute like this. I
Of
very much
course.
appreciate it. And,
Yay.
we'll see you again soon. And until then,
For sure.
stay creepy.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Creepy and Geeky is produced and hosted by Robert Clark. If you like what you've heard, please consider giving the show 5 stars and a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And share the podcast on social media to help spread the word. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app or at creepyandgeeky.com. You can follow the podcast by going to creepyandgeeky.com and clicking on any of the social links. If you'd like to follow me, you can find my links at geekthulu.com. You can support the podcast by ordering teas and more on TeePublic or by donating to the coffee page. All of the links are in the show notes. Finally, don't forget, stay creepy.